Cool. All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're joining from. I see Joss Jinga. Joss Jinga's hand is raised, so you are. So, but before you speak, I'm sorry. Before you speak, so today's session is all about. I'm going to be taking your pairs, so it's not going to be that long. So I'm actually looking at, let's say, 15 to 30 minutes session. Well, as the spirit leads, anyways. So, meanwhile, I don't know how your trade is going. I hope you are having a fantastic week so far because for me, I've not been able to spot any good trades. And as you can see, it's simply because of what you already know, I only trade euro dollar. So for now, euro dollar is looking so nasty around here. I don't like it. Of course, I don't trade blindly anyway. So there are specific things I want to see before I take a trade. And if I don't see it, I don't mind waiting for the whole week. All right. The weird thing that has happened to me within the past 2 weeks is I've only placed, I think the last time I traded, if I don't place any trade by tomorrow, it makes it exactly 2 weeks. I've not placed one single trade. And it's so weird. I don't know. I've been looking for my strategy in the market is not playing out, but it's one of those things. All right. So even if it doesn't really happen that much, I can't remember when last I didn't trade for 2 weeks straight, but it is what it is. All right. So what I say on the analysis is just a general idea. So depending on how you trade, you can capitalize on that and make a trading decision, So we all look because analysis is don't let analysis alone wow you because analysis alone is not trading. Yes, we already know price is going to go from $1 to $10. So how do I that's a tricky one. And that's what many people don't know. They just get carried away by the good analysis. Well, the analysis is good. I mean, I'm giving you a general overview, but it doesn't equate execution. It doesn't equate execution. All right. So far, I hope I've not placed any trade this week. So far, I hope some of us have been able to place trades. Some of us in green, some of us in red. Is completely fine. We all have those days. The most important thing is, are you profitable at the end of the month? That's the most important thing. That's when I start taking things seriously. Personally, I like to look at my trades after every 10 trades. So if after 10 trades, I'm still in the red, I want to investigate what's going on. So rarely, in fact, I can't remember when last I've placed 10 trades and ended up in the losing side, So, but I'm not here for me. I just wanted to tell you how my week is going. As a matter of fact, I've also talked about how my last week went. No trade. Not because the market is not moving, but because what I want to see is not happening. And trust me, with the experience I have, I mean, trading is all I do. That is what I feed on. That is what I spend on. That is what I pay my bills with. So if I also want to trade every day, but if my opportunity doesn't play out, then I have to just wait. All right. I don't want to just go around the market every day blowing money. No. All right. So now that is out of the way, let's take your question, Mr. or Mrs. Joss Jinga. You are the first to raise your hand. So you've been allowed to speak. You can go ahead, unmute yourself and tell us what you want us to look at.
Hello, my brother. How are you? I'm just new in trading. I just want to see your analysis, man. I am struggling right now. I'm very struggling.
Okay. Where are you joining us from?
I'm SA.
Are you joining from Jos?
South Africa. SA.
Okay, South Africa. Nice to have you with us. Actually, Jos is a state in Nigeria. So when I saw Jos, I was like, okay, are you joining us from Jos?
Okay.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're a beginner. Actually, there's a webinar coming up. I have a lot of stuff on my plate right now, but the webinar is all set. I'm just going to announce the date for complete beginners. So it's going to be absolutely free. We'll do that for maybe like 2 weeks straight, maybe 3 days every week for 2 weeks straight. So I'm going to talk about everything from like beginner to the point of advanced. So, but I have so much scheduled for now. I think before I'll be able to have an opening will be in July. So there will be an announcement at the end of June. the page is even open to register for the webinar. It's completely free.
Yeah.
But our tech guys have already set up the page. We have not made it public. But just for you on this call, it's letstrade10x.com/free webinar. So the page is already up, not completely done yet, but it's going to be public by the end of June. So that's for beginners.
Okay, brother.
Good to have you with us once again, sir.
Thanks a lot, man. Be blessed.
Thank you very much. You too. So if you want us to look at any pair, okay, good. So if you want us to look at any pair, just indicate by and we'll look at it together.
You can just continue on that one. I just want to know the market actually. I don't have a specific pair actually. I just want to know the market,
okay.
the tactics, the analyze, execution.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No problem. We'll do that together today.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, sir.
Pleasure.
So anyone else, do you have any pair you want us to look at so that we can just jump right into it together? Just indicate by raising up your hand. You'll be unmuted and allowed to speak. Wow, no hands. It's like we are all doing great. Okay, Annie King, let me unmute you. So you've been allowed to speak, sir or ma. Just go ahead, unmute yourself and speak.
Okay. Good morning, all. I'm joining.
Good morning, sir.
Nigeria.
From where?
Nigeria.
Okay, we are in Nigeria.
Akwa Ibom State, to be precise.
Okay, Akwa Ibom. Okay.
Yeah. So
good to have you with us today, sir.
Or wherever you guys are joining us from. Okay, so I want you to look out on gold.
Okay, gold. Gold is acting funny these past few days. It's just ranging. Let me look at XAU USD. Wanda. Okay. So gold is acting stubborn. As a matter of fact, gold is acting stubborn. But first of all, let's look at how we closed for last month. We want to draw a bias, from last month. I mean, if you watched my last week's analysis, I was like, we're completely bullish. The whole trend of the market is bullish. The whole trend is bullish. All right. But we're beginning to see signs that price may most likely go into a pullback before that happens. I mean, that's what happens in the market, right? If price doesn't just move in a straight line to the upside, no, that doesn't happen. What actually happens is price creates a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, all the way up in a healthy bullish trending market. And of course, the reverse is the case in a bearish trending market, right? So if you notice what is happening here, I mean, price has been too bullish right here. Like, it's so impulsive. So no wonder if you look at this price region around here, I mean, for the past, because we're on the monthly time frame, there's a monthly time frame. So each of these candlesticks here represents 1 month of price action. So what I mean for the beginners among us means each candlesticks actually took 1 month to fully form. So a new candlestick on the monthly time frame opens on the first of the month and then fully forms on the last trading day of that particular month. So if you notice, if you look at 2 months ago, which is this candle, let me zoom in properly. If you look at this candle right here, it created a high to this point. Then the next candle failed. Yeah, it broke a little above that high, but not significantly, not with the kind of pressure that we saw price move all the way up with. So this is the beginning of this month right here, right? So this one, we don't know if it's going to close as bullish or as a bearish yet. We don't know. So what we are looking for trading opportunities today or the week or for the months. But what happens, this is how I do my analysis, even on the YouTube channel. right? So I look at the behaviors of this candlestick because candlesticks tells a lot about what price is doing. So I look at the behaviors of this candlestick. Let me pull up my arrow. Here, full-bodied bullish candlestick, right? Here, we are seeing some kind of weakness. This previous month also, we're seeing some kind of weakness. So, but that doesn't mean, okay, price is just going to drop. But that's a sign. We are building a thesis here. We are building a bias, right? So even though price is in the bullish trend, of course, at some point it needs to pull back. So I'll go to the weekly time frame now. So on the weekly time frame, meanwhile, this looks messy. So I'm just going to double click on this. Then I want to limit the visibility. I want to remove it from the weekly so that we can have a cleaner weekly chart. I don't want to see on the week. Okay, good. So far this week, we look bullish right here. Just by looking at that weekly candlestick, we look bullish so far. But I am still not ready to buy yet because if you notice, if we look at a bigger perspective, if we look at the, where's my ellipsis 2 here? If you look at this region here, price is ranging on the weekly time frame. We barely created a new higher high around here. So basically price is moving sideways. That's another sign of weakness. I mean, let's look at it from layman's perspective. Price is moving from $1 today. Tomorrow is $2. Next tomorrow is $3. The day after that, $4, $5. Without stopping, it just continues higher. Then gets to probably $10 or $11. And you see it is struggling to move to either $12 or come back to $10. So it's going to $11, maybe probably 11.1, 11.2, come back to 11, come back to 10.9, go back to 11, go back to 11.2. That's a sign of weakness. That means there's no willing buyer anymore. You know, I mean, price bought till that point. Now there are no willing buyers at that point to continue pushing price higher. Sellers are beginning to match the buyers. That's a sign. That may not necessarily be what's going to happen, but that is a sign. Mark, just emphasis on that is a sign. All right. So that is why I'm thinking price will still continue lower. But if price is going to continue higher, where do we reconnect with the buys? Right. So now I'll go to the daily time frame to look at what is going on. So on the daily time frame, we can see how price is moving sideways around here. Quite messy. One bullish, one bearish, one bullish, one bearish. Very messy. But I believe why this is happening is we have NFP tomorrow. And I believe that's why the market has been kind of slow. At least the market I'm looking at. I don't know what you're probably looking at. Maybe that one is faster. But I trade Euro USD, so it's quite slow at the moment. Right? So price is moving sideways. It is difficult forcing trades around here. Please, guys, it is. That was why I started with. For the past 2 weeks now, I've not placed any trade. Is my psychology intact? Yes, because I'm not losing money. The week before that, only that single week, I made 4%. 4% on the 100K prop firm account is $4,000. I can still be spending $4,000 tonight, except if I go and start spraying money on, permit me to use this vulgar language here, say strippers in the club, right? So, and I don't even do that. I don't live my life that way. So my money is with me until I make the next money. So no pressure, no issue, no complaint. I know that after NFP, which is a non-farm payroll, price must definitely move, and it's going to show us its hand. So we'll know that, okay, next week, this is what we trade. Instead of blowing your money when price is stuck, you're just trying to frustrate because you don't have the capacity to sit on your hand. You understand? Sorry, that's just a little digression right there. So, as price is moving sideways like this, I'm still expecting price to drop, but where is it going to drop from? And if it doesn't drop, where am I going to buy from? So that is why if you watch my weekly analysis, I usually have plan A, plan B. So now remember last week, my entry criteria for bearish position was around here. So if you executed on the 15 minutes time frame, you probably would have made money from here. If you go back to my video, I said, I'd like to see price break below here, come back for a retest. Now, when it is coming back for the retest, I'll switch to the 15 minutes time frame. But that didn't happen. We got a fake out around here. right? We got a fake out. But now my second selling zone was actually around here if you watch last week's video. And if you know how I trade already, I usually tell you when price is approaching our zones, even though I'm analyzing on the 4-hour time frame, you want to go to the 15 minutes time frame. So let's say you go to the 15 minutes time frame. I don't trade gold, so I wasn't even looking at it. All right. So let's say you go to the 15 minutes time frame and probably your strategy, your entry criteria is met. Let's say you're trading with head and shoulders pattern or double top or maybe my own style. Probably would have gotten an entry here. Personally, based on how I execute, from that 4-hour time frame, I could see that I didn't even get an entry. But let's say you were executing with, say, head and shoulders pattern or whatever. At least we got a head and shoulders pattern here, which is a bearish reversal pattern. So I don't know what your risk to reward is, but I believe even if you had executed around here, you would have made money, right? For me, I like 2-to-1, so my profits would have been here. My take profits would have been here. All right. So, but if you are going for 3-to-1, maybe you want to extend it even further below, or 5-to-1. I don't know how you trade, but for me, I like 2-to-1. So if I was trading using this head and shoulders execution strategy, I would have made money because that is my initial bearish position. So is it going to continue bearish? Based on the fact that I have not seen my own entry strategy play out around here, I don't know. And I don't even trade gold, but this is my first bearish bias actually. So I'm sticking to that from this point. And you can see price tapped into there. You can go rewatch last week's video. That was exactly what I said. But why I like to have plan B in play is, okay, let's say you executed on the 4-hour time frame. Price didn't move significantly in your direction and you maybe got stopped out. Because of course your stop loss should be above here. Then you get stopped out. And this zone is, you can see the price level there, 2,371. So let's say price goes back, stop you out. Then I give a plan B. Okay, cool. That means price is committed to pushing higher because as a matter of fact, we've even created a new higher high. So for the fact that price found enough momentum to break above this zone, then I would like to see a retest, go to the lower time frame, just like I did if you had executed here, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, look for pullbacks, look for your entry strategy, and at least trade into here, get a decent 2-to-1, 3-to-1 trade. All right. So to further protect yourself, I'll make this area a zone. Make this area a zone. All right. So see what I just did there. I brought this part, this zone. Price had rejected this zone previously. After price broke above it, it rejected this zone, bounced up. Now we are back there, and that's why price is pointing lower. So based on my first analysis, I would like to see a continuous drop. But if that fails, then our backup plan will be to this point here, which is this 2004-2001 region. So those are my bullish and bearish scenarios, just the way I analyzed in my previous video, my last week's YouTube video. So I hope that is clear, sir.
Very clear. Very clear.
Okay. So the session is being recorded anyway. So just in case you want to revisit the analysis and maybe build a thesis around it, you can focus on the first 10 minutes of this video so that you'll be able to assess this recorded part here. But let's be mindful, right? Let's be mindful. That is why I always like executing on the lower time frame. If I executed on the lower time frame, I have made my money. Even though price continues higher, I've already made a profit. You know, it's not about being right on the analysis. The main focus should be being right on your execution. It's not the analysis. You know, that's why I could come on the YouTube videos. I'll tell you this is going to happen, and it happens, and you'll be wondering, but why didn't you take it? It's because execution is a whole different ball game entirely. And I have specific rules that I use for execution. If I don't see it, I'm on the sidelines. I have to wait for 2 weeks, just like I'm experiencing now, which is the longest run I've had. Or God knows since when. I don't remember when last I've gone this long without placing a trade. And that is why you notice I've not been posting my first trade, because I made it an habit to post my first trades every week. But if you notice for the past 2 weeks, I've not done that. It's because your boy is not in any trade. You understand? So just be mindful, have your execution strategy. If you don't see it, just be peaceful, be calm, because as traders, this is already a difficult venture. Our psychology is very important. When you go on you losing streak, you start getting messed up. You may be a good trader. I don't care. The market doesn't care. You frustrate, you get punished. No matter how good you are, it affects your psychology. You start seeing yourself as less of a trader. You can't put yourself in that situation. I'd rather be at peace when I follow my rules and I still lose the trade, because I know I'm still going to repeat it. So why should I be mad? If I go against my rule, I force a trade and I lose that trade. Till this very moment, I get so mad. I find it difficult coming out from that hole. So your psychology is very important. You don't see your strategy, no matter what, stick to the plan, because that your plan is backed up by data. You've back tested, you know the ups and downs of your plan. So if you go outside it, how can you measure that? You want to be able to measure the data you already have that has been working for you. So if you go outside that and you lose, you see, you are going outside of your data. You're going outside of the plan. In sports, when you go outside of the plan, in most cases, you get punished. So the same applies in trading. All right. So while that is now out of the way, I'll take another question. So Mr. Gerald, I see your hand raised. So I'm just going to allow you to speak. So you can go ahead, sir, unmute yourself. Tell us where you're joining us from and make your request. You will need to unmute yourself to be able to speak.
Hello guys, my name is Gerald. I'm from Nairobi. I think I was able to raise my hand by mistake. I was just scrolling around. I was looking at the chat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, good to have you join us, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a nice one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So any other request, any other question? Is there any pair you want us to look at? Just let me know.
Okay. How about we check out on US oil?
US oil. Wow, you're taking me to one security that I've been running away from. But let me see now. I've not looked at it in the past 2 weeks, so let me see if it's beginning to make sense. Oh, all see, right. Nice wave. It's making nice waves. Okay. Yeah. I think we can look at this. So since we are in a new month, first of all, I want to start from the monthly time frame. Whoa. Wow. Let me delete all of this. I think let's even start this analysis from the beginning, because I see price is just blasting through that monthly zone. So I think that zone doesn't make sense anymore. So all I'm going to do is this. US oil. First of all, let's look at how we closed for last month. We'll look at the candlesticks first. That's what I usually like to look at. Okay. We closed bearish. Cool. And price has been super bearish from the top. Okay. But even though price is quite bearish from the top, on this monthly time frame, this is a major level of structure. No wonder price is ranging around that zone. This is a major level of structure, like very major. Very major. Very major. So that is why you can see price came into the point, bounced off, came into the point, bounced off. You see price is struggling to break below that zone. If that happens, then forget. Just be rest assured that price is coming down here. Maybe not that far. Let's start from here. Let's start from the first major point. So which will be here. Then this will be the second target. All right. But for now, we are not there yet. So why predict? Let's just focus on what is right in front of us. So, if you are a swing trader and you are like bearish on this, personally, in my own view, because I don't like to impose how I see the market, because we actually see the market in different ways. I mean, for these past 2 weeks that I've actually not placed any trade, there are many people placing trades, and some of them are still profitable traders, right? And they are making their bags. So it's just about, but when I'm also having my wet season, they probably are going to be on the sidelines, because there are some weeks I trade 4 times in a week, 3 times in a week, sometimes in a day I trade twice, so that this is just one of those few times where the trades just dry up. But let's continue. So we are in this major level of structure. Why, in case you're wondering, why is that a major level of structure, is because we're on the higher time frame, number one. As a matter of fact, if I even extend this further left, I can capture other zones, right? If I circle here, you see a kind of rejection there. You want to focus on these tiny little zones that price reacted to previously. Now, around here also, we had some form of rejection to the upside. When we broke back below that zone, another rejection to the downside. Now we came back up. We're still seeing rejections there. So is this zone a valid zone? Obviously, yes. All right. So, but since we are not, I don't know, most of us, we are trading prop firms, right? So we are not even looking to swing for too long. We just want to jump in and jump out. So let's go all the way down to a much lower time frame. So on this weekly time frame now, you will notice that my monthly zone is not visible. If I go back to the monthly time frame and I want to make this visible, it's going to be too wide and it's going to cover too much space. And I don't want that. So I want to, I know that on this monthly time frame, we have a strong zone here, but on this weekly time frame, we also have a zone. So we need to remove what is going on the monthly time frame so that we can see, even though price is going to respect that monthly zone, but from what point is it going to respect that zone? So now that we're on the weekly time frame, we need to now plot newer levels, targeting the most recent lows on that weekly time frame. If we go to the daily time frame, we'll do the same thing all the way down to when we get to execute trades. So I'm going to delete this zone. This zone has fulfilled its purpose, or I'm just going to refine it since I'm going to plot a zone there anyways. So I could just do this. All right. So I also want you to notice how price is reacting to this zone. All right. So there's been some kind of reaction. If I want to expand that zone, we can still bring these areas into play. So bottom line is price is reacting around this price region here. All right. So now that we've established that fact, I'm just telling you how I analyze the market. Now I've established that fact. Another thing we noticed was market structure. All right. There's so many things I can't talk about in these live sessions, but I'll try my best. We created a high, a higher low, a higher high. Then what did we notice next? We created a new lower low, breaking below this previous low created. Then went here, created a lower high, and now we are pointing downward. So if we go with the idea of market structure, we should be expecting at least an equal low. By default, we should be expecting at a new lower low, but let's go with equal low as our first target since we're on the weekly time frame. So I think price should come here. Meanwhile, I'm going to make that same zone visible on the monthly time frame because we are going to go back there in a bit, just so that you see how I do my analysis. Now I've come to the weekly time frame, refine my zone. Now I am of the opinion that price on this monthly time frame may most likely come to 68.08. I'm building a bias. It's all about bias. What should I be doing at this particular point in time? I want to buy. That's your bias, because you may not necessarily be right about the direction, right? But that's your bias at that particular point in time, and that's what you want to see. So you want to plot your charts to support your bias. All right, I'm spending time here because I noticed that most of us don't have too much of a question. So that's why I'm spending more time in how I conduct my analysis. So let's go back to the weekly time frame. So now that we discovered that this zone is our next target, if price continues lower, if we even continue further left, you will notice that that zone has been tested multiple times around here, around here, around here, around here, around here. So it's a good zone, right? We are building a bias here. Monthly, last month closed bearish. The past couple of weeks has been bearish. The whole market trend is bearish. You know, we were even looking like we are creating a head and shoulders pattern, but that's too early. I don't just want to be blindsided by the idea that we have a chart pattern. That's why if you notice, recently I don't even talk much about chart patterns anymore. I just go with market structure, candlestick patterns, and levels of value. So now we'll go to the daily time frame. We may refine that our weekly zone on the daily time frame. Sorry, it's not visible on the daily time frame. Let me go back to the weekly and make it visible so that we can keep tabs on that. So we'll go to the daily time frame, see if we need to refine that zone. Okay, the daily time frame still aligns with that zone. So we are on point. Now, I want you to notice something on this daily time frame. Meanwhile, let me just delete this trend line. Wow. So you can notice the price. Let me delete this zone too. So you can notice the price on this daily time frame. What kind of market structure is it creating? Low. Let me even start from the left. High, higher, low, right? Higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower than here. Now lower, high, lower, low. Now price is pointing upward. You see, even though we are bearish, the price is pointing upward at this particular point in time. Where is it going to? We are bearish. You need to accept that fact. First of all, we are bearish. But now price is pointing upward on this daily time frame. Into where? That's the next question you want to ask yourself. We are bearish, but why is price pushing higher? Should I be selling? You are now forcing a sell. You are losing money. No. Allow price do its thing. Now it's pointing upward. Even though we are bearish, where will price most likely come into before we continue the bearish push? You now look for a level of structure that is closer to price. And what I can see here is this. Now notice the behavior of price on its way down. Low, lower high, lower low. Lower high came back to retest this zone. Lower low. Now, if we are pointing higher, we want to go and create a new lower high into here, where? Into these areas here. Yes, we may eventually, maybe the analysis may be wrong, but like I said, in trading, you need to look at what is right in front of you. You can have a plan B in case that fails. But for now, price is coming here to retest this region here. Sorry about that. I had a call. So price is coming to retest this zone here. Now, you know why that zone is even more beautiful? Why that zone is even more beautiful is due to the fact that we have something like a head and shoulders pattern around that region before price blasted downward. So to me, price is coming to test this level of structure or the neckline of the double top. Double top in the downtrending markets. Double top in a downtrending market, that's massive. You know? So now that's where I think price is coming to. So let's put a price tag around that region so that we know what we look out for. So I want to look for this area and then move it all the way to the left. All right, give me a second, please. Let me just attend to this call. Give me a second, please. Give me a second, please. All right, so so yeah, we've boxed that zone in. So I want to see price come back into that area. All right. So the area is between 76.88 and 78.40. Now, this is on the daily time frame. So if you go to a much lower time frame, this is kind of a wide zone. So we need to keep refining it. So let's say now we've established that, yeah, this is what we're expecting to see, a pullback into this zone, then a sell-off into this target here, into 68.08. You see how we're able to draw our bias all the way from the monthly to the weekly to the daily. Please, if you understand what I'm saying so far, kindly just let me know. Let me know. Okay, sorry. We are all okay, cool. We are all muted. I'm sorry. I thought we were unmuted. So you see how we're able to build a bias. So now if we continue higher, that doesn't change the fact that we are bearish, but price may most likely pull back into the zone before we drop off. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So I don't know why this is here, but let me just delete that area so that I'll have a clean chart. So on the daily time frame, why do we have so many lines here like this? I'm going to limit this to, or let me just delete it. All right, so we want to see price come into this area here, and this is even a strong, for those even trading maybe smart money concept, blah, blah, blah. To me, I don't consider all those fancy names, they are just names. Nowhere to buy, nowhere to sell, period. So let's say this even looks like a good supply zone. If you look at it, let me even refine this zone to capture here. You will notice this good supply area around here and even around here. So what I would like to see is basically for price to come inside these areas, inside these areas, then we drop off to the downside. So it depends on you, how you refine your entry. Now, I'm not going to spend time on that. So you may want to put your stop loss outside of the zone, which is above 78.40, but you are going to you want to be sure of the trade, right? You want to be sure of the trade, so you have to risk something, because if your stop loss is above here, you have to compromise risk to reward, because you're not going to get a solid one. But if your strategy allows you to refine things even better, you can get a stop loss area around here, and then you trade to the downside. All right. So this is what I see on US oil for now. So I hope that is clear. Okay, thank you very much. So I see Mr. Stevenson's raised up. Our time is fast spent, so this will be my last allowed to speak. So this will be the last question I'm going to be taking for today. Kindly tell us where you're joining us from, sir. Okay, to be able to speak, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. I'm speaking from Kwara State in Nigeria.
Okay, Kwara. Nice to have you also, sir.
All right, thank you. I would like you to look at the let's say one of the USD pairs, either AUD, Euro USD, or GBP USD, either of the three.
Okay, just choose one.
All right. GBP USD.
GBP USD is currently trading at a daily trend line, and that is what has been affecting Euro USD too. GBP USD has been trading at a strong daily trend line. That's why we're seeing this stall. I've not looked at it today, so I don't know. I actually pointed out this trend line on, I think, in our weekly video. Let me come here. So while I was investigating why Euro USD is not moving, because yesterday we would have taken a trade, but when I usually don't do that, but for whatever reason, I just didn't trust the fact that why is price ranging the way it's ranging. Let me look at the other pairs. And when I looked at it, I was like, okay, almost all of them are trading at key levels. So No wonder we are seeing that stuff. So no wonder we are not seeing willing buyers or willing sellers. They are all waiting for NFP to come out tomorrow to see if we're actually going to break out above or spike below. So if that happens, we already know where to trade, what direction to trade in. Because to me, if we break out above, that means the bullish engulfing candle, monthly engulfing candle that we have is valid. That means we are going to continue trading higher. But if we see a strong rejection from this zone after NFP, then that means price is realigning itself with the overall bearish trend on the monthly time frames. Just see what I did there. Bullish and bearish buyers. Bullish will be, okay, we are realigning ourselves with the bullish engulfing candle we got last month. Bearish push will be, we are realigning ourselves with the overall monthly trend of the markets, which is completely bearish. Just like DXY that is completely bullish. So now GBP USD is trading at this daily trend line. First touch, significant rejection. Second touch, significant rejection. Third touch, we don't know. We just have to wait for the market to show us its hand. You see? So no wonder if I widen this area, no wonder price is ranging around here. So for now, to be honest, I'm not going to say anything here. Because anything is possible at this point. Last month, we closed with a bullish engulfing candle. And usually, 6 to 7 out of 10 times, in most cases, if we have a bullish engulfing candle, the next candle is most likely going to close the same color as that, which is green, as that previous candle, which is a bullish engulfing candle. If we had a bearish engulfing candle, 6 to 7% of the time, 6 to 7 times out of 10, price will most likely, the next candlestick will most likely be bearish. So if we break above, that means we are realigning ourselves with the monthly bullish engulfing candle we got from last month. That means bulls are still in control. But if NFP rejects here, then probably before CPI, we know what direction to trade in. If we come to a key level, then we have to sit on our hands again and observe what CPI is going to do before we finally know that we can now trade in complete freedom. So for now, we are at a solid key level, not just the trend line. I mean, if you look further left around here, let me pull up my marker around here, you notice that zone is a strong area. I mean, it's on a straight line. So it's not even just the trend line. If you look at the straight line, which is like more like do I call it supply level or resistance level, you still see that there are areas that has reacted to that same price region previously. So we have to be careful here. I thought market was going to breed before NFP, but since we were just stagnant, I mean, we're on the daily time frame, so each of these candlesticks represents 1 day of price action. Just check this out. This was Monday's candle. We only experienced any solid move on Monday from here, 1. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just on a straight line. This is why people blow their account, because they're forcing trades. They are on another Telegram group where they see people posting profit. What you don't know what is happening behind this. You don't know. So stop trying to take trades because you see someone else taking trades. No, you have to be calm. Just be calm. Wait for your setup. It's going to come. It always comes. It's not like it's just going to disappear for the next 1 year. It will eventually come. So just be chill. So for now, I have nothing interesting to say on GBPUSD. So my analysis from let me even delete this so that it doesn't mislead you. I'm just saying, since we are completely bullish, so we may see a tap here before we break above, but honestly, I don't have much to say. My analysis still remains the same as I explained in our YouTube video. I rightly predicted this up move, especially on the 15 minutes time frame. Though price didn't give the entry just the way I mentioned. I think I had a zone around here. Oh, it still came into the zone actually. Remember in my last analysis, I was like, I'd like to see price break above on this 15 minutes time frame. Remember, I drew that zone. If you go back to the video, it was around here. I drew this zone all the way to the right. And I was like, if price comes back there, you want to buy. Okay, price actually did come back there. So I was correct. So price came back there. If you bought based on my analysis, of course, you made money, but that's not my entry criteria. So I won't even come here. That was my analysis, but I didn't take the trade. So I only look for specific things before making a trading decision. But for today, okay, I'm seeing something interesting. But the likelihood, do we have any news events? Let me look at it. I think I'm seeing a short-term trade already. Let me look at
employment claim, I think.
Okay, unemployment claim.
Unemployment,
okay.
yeah.
Which failed. Okay, and it failed. Okay, for short term, because the news has even failed. So for now, price is even pulling back. I think price is going to fall from here. For now. Because what I can see here, sorry, my chart is too noisy. All these zones are from the higher time frame. So sorry, just pay attention to what I'm doing here. Let me also limit this to the higher time frame. Limit this to the higher time frame also. All right, so we've already established that this is a strong zone that price is respecting from the higher time frame. So since that news came out and it failed, which means it came, okay, I'm getting it all wrong. But I think the impulsive move has happened. It came out against the US dollar. Sorry, so I was mixing things up. I thought it came out in favor of the US dollar. So now that I've come for a retest, it's going to fall. But you know what? I think it has even fulfilled the bullish move. I think because price created a head and a shoulders pattern. Remember, I always don't create head and shoulders pattern blindly. No, let's even forget about this crap. Delete. Let's focus on market structure. Price created high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is still a lower high because we failed to create a new higher high. So basically, price just came to retest this zone, right? And then there's a trend line around here. I'm not taking the trade anyways, guys. I'm not taking the trade. This is not how I execute trades. This is not my rule. But just in case you're looking for a trade, this could be a good trade to sell. I am not taking the trade, guys. Please, I need to make that clear. But if I was trading the way I used to trade from way back, I would be selling this. Not like it wasn't profitable, but I didn't like the swing. I wasn't more relaxed the way I am these days. So this is a good trade, actually, but I'm not taking it. But your stop loss, to be safe, to avoid the swing, your stop loss has to be, because we still have enough time till tomorrow. So yeah, market can still play around, maybe make its way back to the zone. So we could sell, and price is currently here now. We are just looking at this right now. So we are coming in late. So our stop loss has to be here. Then our take profit has to be here. It's not a good risk to reward, except if you want to be patient and look for any form of pullback to give you a decent risk to reward. But if you want to sell at this point, just make sure your stop loss is above here. Just make sure your stop loss is around 949. 1.27949. So I think price may play around, come back a little bit, but I don't think it should come into the zone. So if I was to take this trade, for me, I think I'll be more patient to get a better R&R, so I could place a pending order, maybe around here. It may come there, it may not. I think around here is going to give me a 5-1, But you know what? How did we even close for yesterday? Let me investigate this trade properly. Yesterday, sorry, it looks all messy. Let's see here. Okay. Well, we've been ranging bearish, bullish, bearish. So I think it has gone up, tapped into that trend line again. I think any pullback will just be a pullback. I think within the early hours of okay, see, it's even beginning to push down from where we first pointed it out. But I just believe price will come here. So I think price will settle in here before NFP, settle in here or around this trend line before NFP. But if I'm the one, I won't like this 1 point or this thing. So I could place a pending order around 2-1. So which means my pending order will be around 1.27823. But my stop loss is constant. It has to be above here. So if I'm wrong, then so be it. But I would like a decent R&R, so I could place a sell limit order right above price to give me a 2-to-1. Or if you're willing to take the market order from where we pointed out earlier, you can take it from here, whatever. But I think price is going to come here. The news has been fulfilled. Price gave us a head and shoulders pattern, nice bearish wave, pull back into that area, double top, down. I'm expecting price to come and settle here. It's even moving already. So any other question? Well, I said that would be our last question. So I just want to appreciate you guys for joining today's session. I appreciate. And of course, I don't usually do this on our live session, but there's actually a discount going on. I think it's going to be ending next week at the 15% discount. You asked for it. It's here. People, they've been taking advantage of it. We just started our class for the month this week. So if you want to partake, you can do that. And if you also want to join our signals, we've not taken any trade. Remember, I said that page is going to go down when we take our first trade until the next month. But I already mentioned that for the past 2 weeks, I've not placed any single trade. So we are still waiting for our setup to play out. And when we start pulling the trigger, I know we are definitely going to make money. With my signals, you cannot lose your account. That I can guarantee. How much profit are you going to make this month? I can't guarantee that. It could be 5%, it could be 10%, it could be 15%. I don't know. But if it's about doubling your account, except maybe your kid mistakenly hits your trading button, you cannot blow an account if you're trading my signal, because risk management plus my signal, I always know how to balance it. If I'm in a drawdown, I know how to balance my risk management. If I'm winning, I know how to increase it just to find a balance. So, well, that will be all. So if you want to join the signals, I will post the link to the site. You can register. Make sure you watch the video before you register, because I'm a patient trader. I don't want somebody coming to tell me, hey, no trades today. No, please. Let's be patient, okay? And if you prefer the mentorship, we have 15% discount ongoing. I think it's going to end when? I can't remember. I think it's there. There's a countdown timer there anyways. I can't remember, but I know it's within next week. So, well, that will be all for today's session. And hopefully I have enough. My schedule will be kind of have a free time next week. Then we are going to hold another session next week, hopefully maybe on a different topic. And well, thanks for joining. And the recording will be available shortly after we end this call. And I'll see you in next week's analysis. Have a wonderful trading week.
Thank you.
And
so
goodbye,
much.
everyone. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Yes. Bye, everyone.